Prem Savurushi Guru Maharaj Ki Jai Ho, Jai Sitaram devotees, Swagatam and welcome back to Sooryoday, your Thursday morning simulcast on Radio and TV Jaagriti with your Shri Pandit Shiva Janak Maharaj. Another beautiful day it is here in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, our week started off very, very festive, as you would have had your Raksha Bandhan with that Shravani Purnima, that Shravan Purnima, that we all celebrated Raksha Bandhan, Gayatri Jayanti, Shravani Upakarma, and all these celebrations. You know, the Pandits would have celebrated there at Manzalina Beach, and you would have been preview to that. And as you would have heard and seen, all the austerities that the Pandits would have performed, all in the name of Dharma, as they continue to serve you, the public, their devotees. These are all parts of our Dharma, our righteous way of living, that we all have our duties to perform. Raksha Bandhan, of course, very special. Really, really need in today's society that brotherly, sisterly love and that protection of each other and looking out for our neighbors as well. So dear devotees, the Chaturmas, 1 month of the Chaturmas, those 4 auspicious months have finished, and we are now into the second month with the ending of, on the Purnima day of Shravan Mass, we now have Bhadrapad Mass, dear devotees. And this month is equally has many, many exciting festivals. Of course, today is Bahula Chaturthi, which is that 4th day in the month of Bhadrapad, where we honor the cows. You know that in today's Kathas we discuss Shri Krishn Janam, which will be on Monday coming. You know, dear devotees, where we all will celebrate so very festively on Monday the 14th, this Monday coming. It is said that Bhagwan Shri Krishna, he came, he took avatar, even when he came as Sri Ram, for the protection of the Brahmanas, for the protection of Dharma, and for the protection of the bovines, of Gaumata, of the cows, their devotees. And today, Bahula Chaturthi is dedicated for our cows. So please, the vrat, the fast is very simple, or maybe not, where we avoid using any milk products. So if you're accustomed putting milk in your coffee or tea this morning, please try not to, at least for today, drink the coffee black. So, and that's as easy as it can be. Don't have any milk products, no cheese or anything. And we can observe our vrat as we pay respects to Bahula Devi, that cow form their devotees. It said that one day when she was going home to feed her calf, that a lion appeared before her. And in Katha it says that that lion was none other than Bhagwan Shri Krishna himself. And to test her, and she said, please allow me to go do my dharam as a mother. Let me go feed my bacha. And when I come back, you can have me as your meal. And so their devotees, she kept her word. The lion allowed her, she went, she did her duties, and she came back. And just for that honesty, she was given this very special day. So we pray, may Bhagwan continue to bless all our bovines, our cows. You know, in today's industry, if you look at so many, those very terrible videos that we see in the milk industry in some countries where they take away the calves from the mothers, and just so that they can get more milk, and they even destroy and kill the young calves if they are male or if they are useless to them. And that is, of course, not in our dharma, not in our way of life. Please try to avoid that. If you know of companies that do that, please boycott those products that do that as a Hindu, as you will be standing for your rights as we observe Bahula Chaturthi today, dear devotees. However, as we said, Bhagwan Shri Krishna, in a time when the world had so many problems, Bhagwan Shri Krishna, he came for also to save the cows. That is why he is named as Govind, as we'll hear later on in the year in other kathas, how he was given the name Govind, the God, Lord of the cows. And Gokul, the friend and family of the cows as well, their devotees. And so he came for the cows, as we observe today. But we are speaking about Krishnji, their devotees, and Avatar. And life is, we heard in our spiritual camp last week, we had beautiful saying, you know, that destiny is the sum of our choices. And in all things we know that whatever is destined to be It's based on our own karmas, our own choices, and the karmas that we either pun or pap. It's either it's good or it's bad. And so our whole destiny is according to that. So the pap was so very much, there was a great demon by the name of Kams. He was reborn. In his past life, he was Kal Nemi. In Ramayana Katha, if you all remember Kal Nemi, when Sri Hanumanji was sent to bring the Sanjeevani, and he tried to trick Hanumanji by lighting diyas everywhere and trying to devour Hanumanji. Of course, Hanumanji, Jai Shri Ram, and he conquered Kal Nemi. Kal Nemi kept that in his mind there. He chose to hold that in his mind. Some people chose to hold on to bad thoughts. And that's very, very bad, of course, if you choose to hold on to bad thoughts. He chose that, dear devotees. And he brought it over to his next birth, where he came as comes a very, very powerful king that wreaked havoc. You said, show me your friends, I'll tell you who you are. And he had lots of bad friends, dear devotees. And so the world was so very tormented. They turn to one person. When you are tormented, in today's society, we are tormented. We see on the news, we see so many bad things happening because we are in Kali Yuga, as we know. And so, dear devotees, who do you turn to? Who is your protection, really? Can our alarm systems protect us? Can our surveillance systems protect us? No, dear devotees. Knowing that we are the creators of our own destinies. Bhagwan, all the devatas, they went to Bhagwan and they prayed for a solution. Let us see how they prayed in this first video, dear devotees. Prem Shri Krishn Bhagwan ki Jai Ho. Prem Shri Krishn Bhagwan ki Jai Ho. And in that way, dear devotees, we all pray. When you need solutions to your problem, turn to Bhagwan. This is what our gurus teach us. Go through your gurus, turn to Bhagwan, dear devotees. Your gurus are your Bhagwan on earth. And so, dear devotees, we turn to Bhagwan, your problems will be solved. Bhagwan was very, very pleased with their prayer. He said, when Mother Earth cried out to him, I will come very soon to solve your problems, to ease the weight of the sin that is on planet Earth. And so, dear devotees, that scenario played off now, where comes he had a Rakhi sister. We just celebrated Raksha Bandhan earlier this week, dear devotees. So he had a Rakhi sister, and when you tie that Rakhi, when the sisters tie for the brothers, it's of course for protection. They're asking for protection, brothers. They are promising them to protect them. And so on the wedding day of Devi, his sister, or his Rakhi sister, really his cousin, on his wedding day when she was married to Vasudevji, and we must never mix up those words, dear devotees, the father of Krishnji's name is Vasudev, and Bhagwan Shri Krishna himself is Vasudev. Never mix up Vasudev and Vasudev. This is why we say Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And we say Vasudev is his father. So Vasudev was married. He was chosen by Kams because he was a good boy. You see that, devotees? Even though Kams had many, many bad friends, he didn't choose any of them for his dear sister. He chose a good friend, someone he knew, he was recommended. This is a good boy. This is a good boy. He will make my sister proud. He will make her very happy. He will treat her right, not like the other friends I have. And he chose Vasudevji to be her consort. And so, dear devotees, on the wedding day, when Kams himself said he will carry the chariot, of course, the aerial voice came and made the pronouncement, O Murk, the child that will be born from this marriage will be your end. And so, dear devotees, we all know that Kams now, he made the choice. I will not let that happen. I am going to kill Devaki so that she will not have any children. Vasudev, he made a choice. I am not going to allow my wife to be killed. He made a promise. I will give all the children who are born from us to you, and you can do as you will, but please leave my newly married wife alone. These are choices that we have to make in real devotees. In today's world, when it is, a mother is about to deliver, and the doctor says you have a choice. I can save only one. I can save the baby, or I can save the mother. What is the choice? Very, very difficult. But in this case, and hopefully this katha will help you, if you save the tree, you can have more fruits later on, dear devotees. And so the choice was made to please save the tree, save the mother. I will give all the children to you. I'll give all 8 children to you. If the 8th one any one of the 8 will be your demise. And so, dear devotees, he didn't take any chance. Comes, he locked them up in dungeon. And so, dear devotees, the time came when Bhagwan had to come onto this earth. And how did that happen? Let us see. Prem se bolo Shri Krishna Bhagwan ki jai. Prem se bolo Shri Krishna Bhagwan ki jai ho, dear devotees. And in this way, Bhagwan Shri Krishna, he took avatar. We don't say Bhagwan was born. He was not born. He took avatar. True immaculate conception, as you saw there. The thoughts between Devaki Mata and Vasudevji, they were so pure at mind that mental state exchange. And so Bhagwan, the avatar himself, as you saw beautifully there, Naraji and all the devatas, so very happy to see the one who is without form now taken form, the one who is the source of all happiness now coming to give earthly happiness to those here on earth, dear devotees. And so he took that form, he was born there. And dear devotees, as he took the avatar, instructions were given by Yog Maya. Yog Mata, she gave instructions, dear devotees, that this child is to be taken to Braj, taken to Vrindavan, and there to be exchanged with the girl child that is there and brought back. Vasudevji, he had a choice. You see, that night was very, very stormy. However, the chains broke out from his hands, and their devotees, the dungeon doors opened where they were being captured, and everything else, their devotees, the thunder, the storm. As we all know, when it's very, very rainy sometimes, as long as we know it's not a threatening storm, we like to pull our covers. So everyone was asleep, their devotees. And so it is that Vasudev, he obeyed the instructions. He wasn't fearful of anything. Once, as long as we are in the company of Bhagwan, is there anything that we should fear, dear devotees? He was in the company of Bhagwan in this Baal form, Bala Krishnaji, their devotees. He put him on his head. And so as he walked through the rain, Sheshnag, that protector who is always there with Bhagwan Shri Krishna, he came and he sheltered the young baby. As they walked through the Yamuna river, their devotees, to go to Vrindavan, there it is, the waters of the Yamuna raised until they got the darshan of his little feet and they subsided. They made way for Vasudev to go and to take that exchange in the home of Yashoda Mata, where she just had a child as well, their devotees, and so that exchange was made. And as we all know, the katha, when Kams was, then they returned, and Kams was aware that the child was born. He came, and Devi Mata, Yog Mata, Aya Mata, she flew out of his hands and she said, the one who you have been fearing, he is already born, he is safe, and he will do his duty. And she disappeared. This maid of ours comes very, very frightened. Now, where is this child? How will I find him? However, the scene was very different in Vrindavan. When Nanda Baba and Yashoda Mata, they were very, very happy the next morning when they had their beautiful boy to celebrate their devotees. And how did they celebrate? Let us see and enjoy in this next video. As we all join along the celebration, we prepare ourselves for midnight on Monday, as we all know, that's the time when Bhagwan Shri Krishna came. That's the time when many people will have their services. Some will have services earlier accordingly, so that according to your time, place and circumstance, Kal, Desh, Samay, and so their devotees. The celebrations were there in Braj the next morning when all was clear. Prem se bolo Shri Krishna Bhagwan ki jai. Shri Krishna Bhagwan ki jai ho. Jai Sitaram, dear devotees, Swagatam. Welcome back to Sooryoday with your Shulipana Shiva Janak Maharaj. How beautiful the celebrations are. Just as you will be celebrating on Monday coming, dear devotees, as we celebrate the Janamashtami of Bhagwan Shri Krishna himself, dear devotees, who we all love so much. You know, so many leelas he would have performed when in his young Bal Krishna days, dear devotees. And so, dear devotees, this next video I want to share with you is very, very touching. It shows, you know, when for Mahashivratri, I always speak of the love that Bhagwan Shri Vishnu has for Shivji. And here it is now that it is reversed. Bhagwan Shri Vishnu has taken avatar as Shri Krishna Ji, and Bhagwan Shiv is going to show how much he loves Bhagwan Shri Vishnu as he goes to take the darshan of this Bal Krishna form, their devotees. Let us see this beautiful video how it played off, and the praises that Bhagwan Shiv had for Bhagwan Shri Vishnu in the avatar of Bhagwan Shri Krishna Ji, their devotees. Prem se bolo Shri Krishna Bhagwan ki jai, Umapati Mahadev ki jai. Prem se bolo Shri Krishna Bhagwan ki jai, Umapati Mahadev ki jai. Jai Sitaram, dear devotees, Swagatam. Welcome back to Sooryoday, your Thursday morning simulcast on Radio and TV Jaagriti. I hope that you have enjoyed that as much as I did, looking at Bhagwan Shiv, dear devotees, and his love and admiration that he has for Bhagwan Shri Vishnu, dear devotees. As long as we know that Bhagwan is in charge, Bhagwan is the ultimate, and we do and live our lives, Bhagwan Shri Krishna himself says so, dear devotees, that we are the creator. Karma, our own karmas, our own actions are as good as our gods. It decides what is going to happen to us, good or bad, dear devotees. So have full faith and trust in Bhagwan as you all go out to celebrate, dear devotees. Have no fear of all the crime and whatever that you have in society, as long as you put Bhagwan first and you have him and only in your mind, in your heart, dear devotees. You live your life in a good way. That is what decides what happens to you, dear devotees. This is our Hindu way of life. This is what our scriptures teach us. This is what we must have faith in. We must have Shraddha, faith, and we must have Vishwas, trust in Bhagwan, dear devotees. So as you all prepare for your Shri Krishna Janamashtami, dear devotees, on Monday coming, may Bhagwan Shri Krishna bless each and every one of you, dear devotees, as we pray. Om Asatoma Sadgamya Tamasoma Jyotirgamya Mrityorma Amritam Gamya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.